Hello, everybody, and welcome to BA and Product Management Z-Days. We are having a very eventful few days, and I'm super excited to welcome you to another talk. However, before we start, I wanted to make a few announcements to ensure that you're aware what is happening today and what you would not want to miss. So, first of all, a few mechanics. If you will ever have any questions on Community Z platform, there is right by the video that you see is the section for chat and the Q&A. So feel free to go to the Q&A section and shoot any questions that you would have. Usually how we structure our talks is that first our speakers present their speeches, and then we go on with the Q&A session where we read the questions from the Q&A section on the Community Z, and the speaker is providing their insights based on their experience. So keep that in mind, and if ever you will have a question, go and drop your question there. So now I also wanted to introduce you to today's agenda. So in just a few minutes, we are going to start a session with the lead BA at EPAM. His name is Serhii Korovko, and he will talk about driving solutions strategy via SolutionHub marketplace. So the talk will be for a few minutes, and I will actually mention the rest of the agenda in a little bit because our speaker has already joined, and I'm super excited to introduce him to you. So Serhii Korovko is a lead business analyst with over 16 years overall experience in telecom and IT industries, managing multidisciplinary teams of various sizes and complexities. Now he works as a product manager on EPAM SolutionsHub marketplace. During his talk, he'll highlight benefits of supporting and promotion of different solutions using the capabilities of the EPAM marketplace. So, Serhii, without further ado, welcome and good luck. How are you today?
Just unexpected outage, so I have alternative backup solution. So I'm just trying to share my screen. I'm sorry, I'm just getting the message. Host disabled participant screen sharing. So can you give me grant and access?
Yes, sure.
I don't know why I can't share.
All right, here you go.
Okay, we'll try once more.
Can you try? All right, technical issues, guys, it happens sometime, but yeah, seems like we have managed to resolve it, right? Did you get the rights?
Yeah.
Can you share the screen? Okay.
Yes, I guess so. Hold on a second. Can you see it now?
I don't think so. Not yet. So
okay, hold on. I will still try to share.
All right, here
now?
you go. Yes, it's loading now. Okay, amazing. We can see a screen. Good luck.
Great. So, hi everyone. Today I'm gonna talk regarding the SolutionsHub, EPAM's marketplace, the one store where you can find all IP which EPAM offering currently for our potential or existing clients, right? So today I'm going to touch a few moments. First of them will be what's EPAM SolutionsHub and what does it mean for you? Who is our target audience? What's the benefits EPAM team can get from the SolutionsHub? And what's the SolutionsHub client engagement process? I will also describe a bit details regarding the publishing process for the solution candidates on the hub. And at the last part, I will just show a few candidate samples which we've got recently and how we proceed with them. So let's start from the first one. So what's the SolutionsHub? You know, the point is that pretty pretty less years, and I guess about 20 or 25 years, EPAM was considered mainly as a service company, right? However, we have delivered multiple or huge amount of IP while working on delivering our projects. And for some certain products, for some certain projects, based on the signed contracts, we don't have NDA, and the IP created by EPAM teams are still property of EPAM. So based on that, based on this information and based on that amount, when at a certain moment that has already critical mass, EPAM top management decided that probably we may have to polish this IP and try to conduct products or solutions or accelerators, whatever it will be called, which we can offer to the external or internal audience, right? So actually, I can tell you that now EPAM Solutions Hub is a store where we are incorporating a few directions. The first one is EPAM funded products and solutions like Test.io, like Telescope AI, like Academ, Iceform, B2Bits, and Function, and many more, right? The second, but less important from the end-to-end business perspective, but more important from the technical users, is accelerators. That's the working piece of code which can be reused while delivering the external or internal project, and which can speed up and improve the performance of the whole system. It's called accelerators by EPAM definition, and we have some Migvisor, Mobile Cloud, Blink. That's the parts which can be integrated with the existing customer ecosystem and improve its performance overall. We also have one big direction. It's called freeware and open source solution. As you know, EPAM, as the majority of the biggest companies in the world, quite seriously interacts with the open source direction, and we are considering that the open source has really huge potential for the worldwide growth. That's why, as of now, I can tell you that about 40% of the solutions we have published on the hub, they are open sourced. So they have different type of licensing, but anyway, they are still open source. And in this particular case, why it's important for EPAM? Because all that open source solutions that we have listed on the hub, they are covered by EPAM experts. So in each of them, we have expertise. We can install, we can configure, we can maintain, and we can customize any of that solutions. That's why I'm saying that for any solution which is published on the hub, we are covering it by EPAM brand, by EPAM image, by EPAM expertise as a professionals. And the last one, the smaller direction we have, the partner and white label products like Maestro, like Sigma Ledger. So that's the products which has main partnership with EPAM, right? And where we have also involved many times EPAM teams as an experts, as an integrators. That's why we have an agreement to offer that solutions as well. The next one, let me just describe to you the key goals of the Solutions Hub. So first of all, we wanted to create a single place for our existing and potential customers to view the software solutions available from EPAM. In the nearly past, that was simply not existing in the world, right? So we had some small websites, some microsites or dedicated web page, and they typically were standalone. So a small number of that free and open source accelerators had their own pages, and mostly customer would be only able to find out them when our sales or account team has directly to offer and to direct the customer to that pages. The second goal for the Solutions Hub was to generate increased revenue from our software IP solutions. You know, that's just as another way to sell our licensed products like Telescope AI, Function as form. Solutions Hub helps EPAM to advertise the availability of the full solutions and sell value-added services. As I said, we have an expert team who can install, configure, maintain, customize, whatever, and even trade on that products. So earlier we had been missing that opportunities. That's why now we have the ability to offer them as well. The next point, actually, that now we are trying to bundle EPAM software IP together with EPAM services to meet the customer needs. Because, you know, sometimes customer may not realize that we have ready-to-go software IP accelerators, which we can combine with our services. Like, for example, we have the model Perf of the telescope, and now we have the combined offerings Perfex, where we are providing assessment using that tools. And this combined offering is quite good from the a value proposition perspective and from its positioning. Also, one of the most important for the SolutionsHub goals was to act as an incubator for the created EPAM IP. The reason why, because EPAMers, as I mentioned before, generates huge amount of IP, which need to be properly qualified and assessed accordingly to define its potential and further perspectives. Actually, I can say that not so many ID service companies as EPAM has its own marketplace. So definitely that can stand for us as a differentiator and to help us differentiate from our competitors. And again, we want, using the SolutionsHub, we want to raise the market awareness that EPAM is not only a service company. That's why we also offer it our IP. So, who is target audience for the SolutionsHub? I have selected a few personas, and let me start from the first one. So it's again, EPAM clients exist in our perspective who want to understand why EPAM and what makes EPAM different. So it's management level audience. They have the authority, they have the budget, they have the decision-making rights. And we want to use the SolutionsHub to show them what's unique and different about EPAM they can get, how the business needs can be closed by our ready-to-go polished IP, which can be offered, and it's already have quite serious maturity level, right? So these offerings help our sales or account team to get the door opener with that businesses, starting the discussion related to the further contract negotiation as well. The second audience actually is just external analysts, media, or engineers, and they want to come EPAM for the same reason, but again, that's more engineering audience. That's audience who will research in details the solutions published on the hub, right? So they will ask additional questions. They may get some specific questions related to the capabilities of the solution, and then they can get back to their management with their ideas and discover solutions, what they can find on the SolutionsHub. The next audience persona is actually EPAMers. Actually here, as I said, SolutionsHub is working in multiple directions, and the next direction is our sales or account team who want to find out what's the portfolio EPAM has to offer. We have multiple solutions across the verticals, across the horizontals, right? And whenever any new sales or account manager team arrives on a certain BUs, right, they can follow that links, they can understand what we have already, and they can even start discussion whether we have something related or maybe it's on the way to be published on the head. And the last one, but not the least, it's EPAMers who want to grow their own IP and want to share the reusable assets within the company. As I said, as soon as EPAMers are generating that IP constantly, right, we need to properly and timely evaluate created IP. We need to give them the right mark. We need to give them ability to understand whether this idea has the good perspectives, whether it has the potential, and what we can propose as a support from the SolutionsHub. So we can help with the licensing, we can help with the publishing, we can help with the promotion activities as well for that candidate. So what's the key functionalities? I can tell you that the last year we also got a few requests for the SolutionsHub as a product itself. So we have some clients who were interested to get the same marketplace for them. So I just give a brief overall description regarding the functionality of SolutionsHub. So we have the portal with the solutions catalog, a list of everything what is available in simple words, right? With the search filter widget and with thoughtful taxonomy. Each published solution page can have text, image, or video information specially structured to ensure easy to use visitor experience, having the solution overview, images, benefits, case study chapters, etc. We also have the recommended solutions feature to promote the packaged software bundles, which can deliver more value, right? We also have the ability to provide demo materials, I mean the video content. We also have the ability to request the solution or submit related question to the specific solution. So that solution requests actually are transferred to the dedicated EPAM solution owners, and after completion of the requester qualification phase, we providing them additional information about the requester persona what is the company, where is it specialized for, what's the revenue budget, what's the title, right? And based on that additional context, we are trying to help the solution owner to connect the dots between the solution owner and the requester, helping them to start the related cooperation and discussion and demonstration of their products as well, right? So we also have the multiple solution types on the hub. Except traditional products and accelerators, we also offer in package services, right? So we can provide our package services for cybersecurity audits, for portfolio product maturity assessment, and many more, right? So that's the way how our services can act as an IP, as a package solution anyway. We also have the single sign-on functionality for the company personal. So that's why the owning person, the owning company will have the two spaces. One is for external audience and another one for logged in users, right? So which will give the full access to the assets, I mean, to the space where we have some less matured assets, where we have some less matured tools, methods, blueprints, diagrams, frameworks, whatever, which can be used by company staff while delivering their own projects. Again, we also have the competency centers as a hierarchy root level for the published assets, right? Given the ability to our competency to work in a certain spaces, just to migrate it from the Confluence page, because the Confluence Atlassian might have multiple issues with the permission administration, etc. Here in this space, whenever you are active member of EPAM company, you will give the access without any conditions, without any additional requests or approvals required. And we also have the blog with the taxonomy defined by the context specifics. Why should you come with your solution to SolutionShub? Let me just describe what benefits you can get from us. As I already said, as soon as the company positions SolutionShub as the one store, right, that can give you greater visibility for your solution. So you position SolutionShub as one place where all ready to offer IP is placed, right, to the SolutionShub pages as well. From the other side, that's greater probability that customers will find and choose your solution across all that IP we have, right? We also provide an unbiased solution assessment, and every candidate we are receiving, we provide to them maturity level evaluation, its readiness for publish. Depending on the results, they can get a feedback regarding the existing gaps and the recommendation list with the point what should be improved. We also provide in the product management support for the solution candidates who has lack of product management expertise. We are also trying to help to address that needs. We are proposing that candidates to EPAM Product Management University at the real cases to work on it, right? And we are trying to help them to create the missing product management artifacts like value proposition, positioning document, marketing strategy, etc. And again, we are acting aligned with the EPAM strategic direction of the growing own IP. As I said, SolutionHub values every candidate, and we are trying to increase EPAM company level portfolio of the matured offerings. That's why if even the maturity level is not reached to be published for the external audience, we still give the ability to publish it as an asset in the internal space, and thus providing the ability for further growth and providing the promotion at least inside the company. So let me just describe to you a bit client engagement process. So that's the user journey, how it can be considered from the external and internal view. From the input side, we are getting the visitors directed to our site, right? So that users can browse or search across solution catalog. They can review solution details and demo materials. They can submit their solution request form if they're interested in the particular solution. Upon the receiving of such request, our sales support team validates the request information and qualifies the requester contact. So it's providing additional information to the solution team. What is the company specific? What is this industry related? What is the revenue budget? What is the annual budget for IT if it's available? If this information is available for the research, right? What is the title for the specific persona to understand its capabilities, its level of authority? Based on that information, right, this information is going down to dedicated solution team. Based on that information, solution team can start conducting their demo sessions and communicating with that requester answering potential questions. Based on the feedback we are receiving from that communication results, we are making a decision whether we need to involve account or sales manager as well to keep further discussions. And as an output of the EPAM Solutions Hub, we are getting the potential leads, the clients who are interested in the particular solution or the package. And as I said, at that phase, the management audience from the sales or account are interconnected with us and with the leads to discuss what we can offer and what can be our conditions for that. So let me describe a bit also publishing process of the Solutions Hub. So actually there are two main steps. Step number one, it's called assessment phase. So when we are saying regarding assessment phase, every candidate who wants to be listed on the hub need to prepare one-page evaluation checklist. And it should provide answers for the main strategic questions we need to understand before starting to get any introduction or assessment meeting. So as soon as this template is received, we are assigning the date for the committee review of that solution, and the solution owner has to represent that solution and answer our questions regarding specific points, right? So based on that assessment, there can be a few scenarios. Scenarios one, when the committee make a decision that the solution is matured enough and it can be published for the external audience and offer it to the external audience as well, right? So there is no any significant problem with the solution candidates, and it's already grows, it's stable, it's solid, right? So it's really meets with the EPAM standards level. The second case when we have, that's when we see that there are some lack of artifacts, there's some lack of targets or points or knowledge, which are specific attributes for the matured solution. In this case, we are providing feedback. We are providing that list of recommendation. We are showing what we are expecting to get the most, right? And we're still proposing them to be published as an asset for the internal space. As I said, in this case, your IP will be published on the Solutions Hub, but it only will be visible to the logged in users, to the EPAM staff. Anyway, in such scenario, solutions will be able to be promoted across sales or account teams, and definitely at the same time, we are trying to identify whether the solution needs to get some product management support to help with the creation of that related artifacts. And the last one case, it's less expected and less desirable, but when we see it, when the proposed IP doesn't meet the Solutions Hub goals and it can be adopted in its current form. That's in this case, we are trying to transform and we are trying to propose some different ways how their IP should be modified to meet the minimum level and then later to be published in the Solutions Hub. Okay, let's suppose that the first step assessment phase is completed successfully. At the second phase, when we are saying regarding the publishing phase, we are providing the solution page template. It's quite extensive document regarding the 20 or 25 pages, right? Containing the all information. It's made like a guideline, like a book of knowledge showing the examples and showing the requirements to fill the certain information which will be required to display on the Solutions Hub. After a series of iterations, we are validating and rectifying some some concerns, some issues, some blind spots, right? After all, the solutions owner will be able to get a chance to view his own candidate on our QA environment to finalize whether any minor or major things needs to be updated or not. After all, if no any objections, if no any concerns from the solution owner teams and from the Solutions Hub teams as well, we are given the final approval to move that solution from QA to production and start offer that solution to our audience. So let me show to you what's in Valuation Checklist looks like, right? So here, as you can see, it's one-page document answering the requesting from the solution owner answers to the main questions. So what's the customer problem? What's the business need for your solution to be created, right? So you need to describe the customer problem and how your solution relates to. Why is it a problem? What's the scale and the impact on the problem, right? The second question will be how the problem is solved by your solution. Is it fully covered? Is it partially addressed or something else? How the customer will use it? We also trying to define the type of solution at this step to understand, are we going to talk regarding the product, which can be used as a standalone solution for business consumers, right? And the EPAM can charge a license fee for the subscription, or it can be some free subscription, but some value-added services, whatever. Or we are saying, we are talking regarding the accelerator. As I mentioned, working code, which EPAM can use as the basis for client solution, a piece of software which can be inserted in existing ecosystem. We also can have some service offering, right? Some service solution to accomplish specific tasks like testing, audit, assessment, etc. Delivery model, current stage of the solution lifecycle, whether it's just a POC, whether it's already MVP or stable release. We are trying to get as more this viable information for us to understand the maturity level. What's the payment model? Right, whether it's paid, whether it's already open source, if there are any active solution team, because all solutions are published on the SolutionSHub should have their own dedicated active development teams. That's why we are guarantee that any solution the customer will apply for, right, it will not be left and it will not die in the nearest year or two. So the life cycle for the solution should be bulletproof for that. Again, we also check in what the documentation solution already has. At least some basics, some user guide, installation guides, promo materials. We also want to know the marketing strategy and the known competitors, because until you didn't conduct the competitors analysis, you don't know what's the potential for your solution, whether it's already highly competitive landscape and your chances, one of top 3 players on the potential market. So definitely your chances will be much higher in this case, right? So solution pricing, that's something that product mindset person who is assigned to the solution should be aware of. He needs to understand the timeline, the cost baseline for that solution, right? To give us at least overall understanding how that solution can be priced further. If there have already some known customers and there are solution use cases, that can greatly increase the overall image for the candidate. The public page for your solutions, like we can check it on the epam.com or SolutionOwn's website, on the GitHub, even links on the other marketplaces, everything is taken into consideration. Regarding that solution description template, right? So that's the document structure. And you see that after all, we are requesting much more information to give that explicit information on the solution details page. We are requesting that name, secondary name, tagline, overview description, many additional, smaller by the importance comparison, but anyway, it's still important information to be displayed, which can greatly influence on the trust level from the potential clients. So that there can be some solution alerts, solution use cases, frequently asked questions. All this information will be used to demonstrate it to our end users, to let them know what the solution stands for. So examples of our recent candidates for the SolutionSHub. I will just demonstrate you 2, and I guess that will be more than enough. So that's the first one we've got this year. It was Lessons Box. Just let me give you a brief understanding what was the case. We've got that candidate from one of our developers who is just saying, oh, I have a time and I have a motivation to create some learning portal upon the request from my colleague, English teacher, right? English teacher. I said, okay, that's great. Can you provide us more information regarding what stands behind that landing page? So that was the answers we've got, right? So please take a look on this. The customer problem, right? And he mentioned that the problem that the customer needs a tool for managing educational materials and track problems. So actually that's standard learning portal with the course availability and the test as well, right? So we also got the answer that it provides convenient CMS for creating lessons and tests. And so from that perspective, that was sound pretty good. However, when we start to go lower and to start to deep dive a bit, we understand that the marketing strategy is unknown. The known competitors analysis, which was just provided Coursera and Linda, it's not enough. So that points are definitely the blind spots, which are still significantly will be influence on the final evaluation results, right? So the solution price and free, you know, I don't know to consider, but I can just tell to you that for EPAM side, we are mainly have two directions for the free solutions. First one is the CSR, is a corporate social responsibility. It's our all solutions related to the COVID-19 response. It's gentle mask, it's COVID resistance app, it's post-wash, and others, right? The second one is ESG, like Environment and Social Governance Initiative, EPAM is working with. When I'm saying regarding this initiative, that's mainly relates to the solutions like carbon footprint calculator, which gives the ability to everyone to estimate roughly with a different level of precise, right? The level of emissions for the particular business. So that's one of that three directions we can afford. When we are saying that this solution pricing is free, actually for us, doesn't mean that it's not profitable. So again, we just need to understand why we are going to offer such solution. That's why, based on all that points, if there is an active solution team, as I said, it's really crucial factor. If there is no dedicated team that can be supported properly, that can answer timely on any incoming requests from the customer side. That's why it's really huge risk factor. And again, if there is no dedicated solution / product manager, there is no the person solution driver, right? And this person is a must for any matured solution which we are offered to the clients. That's why we said that at this moment, this solution is not ready to be published for the external audience in any form. However, we still can consider it to publish it as an asset for the internal space, just that's giving the possibility to the solution owner to work on it further, right? To grow, to evolve, and maybe at some day this solution will be able to requalify it and to publish for the external audience as well. And regarding the demand for the COVID-19 in our new reality, that's quite highly requested from the end users, especially from the mids and large-sized businesses. That's how it looks like, and you may just take a look on that SolutionShub candidate sample checklist, and you can see that here the maturity level is much higher. So you can see that we already have the problem, the clearly stated customer problem, right? We also have that addressing of that solution to that problem. We know how that problem can be delivered, right? As on-prem, as a cloud, as a information already proposed to us, so we are understanding what's the expectation from the solution owner as well. There are also, you may take a look on the list of known competitors. So definitely we understand that it's highly competitive landscape. However, we see the results of that competitor analysis, trying to understand that its differentiators, its killing features, its benefits, how we are going to position this solution, and what will be the win strategies. So based on this, solution pricing is not agreed yet as soon as desk was as internal projects, and now they're working on the calculating that price with a profitable solution. What will be the profitable values for EPAM while offering that as a product, right? That's why for this candidate, the chances to be listed on the SolutionShub, as you understand, and it's obvious, is much higher than for the first. I guess actually that's the main pre-deal which I was trying to describe you regarding the SolutionShub and describing the way how the SolutionShub trying forward every solution candidates. And if you have any questions to me, feel free to ask.
Awesome presentation. Thank you, Serhii, so much for such an informative talk. Actually, your talk seems to be quite popular because we did receive quite a large amount of questions. So let's just start right with the first question so that we have enough time to give you a chance to answer them all. So first question is from Natalia Zaitseva. She asks, is it possible to use any freeware solutions proposed on SolutionHub by small startups who is just starting?
Oh, I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? A bit jumped.
Sure. Is it possible to use any solutions free of charge proposed on SolutionHub by small startups who is just starting?
That's a good question, and we need to understand, are we saying regarding EPAM startups or external ones? Because you know, one of the main intent for the SolutionsHub is just a marketplace for EPAM IP. That's why if it's third party, right, then we need to understand and negotiate the cooperation level, how the SolutionsHub can, how the EPAM can, and which role it can play while cooperating with that startups. If it can be on the partnership principle, right, so there are some agreements that can be considered. If it's totally outside third party, sorry, but for that, we will need anyway to get some agreements before. Because if no agreements, we are not Google Play, we are not Amazon, right? So we are not publishing EPAM, non-EPAM IP.
Got it. Thank you very much for your answer. Let's move on to the next one. So Natalia, if you still have some clarification questions, please shoot them in the Q&A section and we will get back to your question one more time. Okay, so the next question is, what are the conditions for publication of the solution or product? I assume you already talked through that, so I guess we can skip that question and go on to the next one. Could you please elaborate about promotional activities you mentioned? How EPAM Marketplace helps with that?
Okay, so first of all,
okay, so while we wait for Serhii to reconnect, because it seems like there are some technical issues, I will talk through the remaining of the agenda that we have for today. So next up, we will have
category.
Okay, so it seems like Serhii is back. So Serhii, can you please restart because there was a technical issue and we didn't hear your response.
Okay. Once more. So actually, yes, SolutionHub does its own marketing promotion campaigns using AdWords, paid AdWords or paid ads, and using the advertisement in the social networks as well, right? So these two main channels, if we are seeing regarding.
Okay, so two main channels again. So AdWords and also some other ads on the social media. Okay, so seems like Serhii is almost back on with us. So Serhii, great. So we heard the two of the options. I think that's amazing. And I would really recommend to actually jump to the next question. So could you please share the checklist, or where can our audience find all the resources that you have mentioned?
Yeah, actually, I can tell you that the checklist upon is available in the EPAM's Confluence, right? It's we have the Product Central page, which is dedicated to our flagship products like Telescope, like InfoEngine, SolutionsHub as well there, right? So all that artifacts can be found there.
Okay, great, awesome. Thank you very much. So guys, keep in mind that you can go to FAQ and check it out there. Also, actually in the Q&A section, there is a link to the website about the Solutions Hub from EPAM. So you can definitely find more information there as well. So actually, there is another question which is more related to your career-wise, okay? So you are a product manager for the platform. So our audience member is just wondering, how do you form your roadmap? Based on what and for how long it is? So can you please share your experience on that?
Yeah. Okay, so I can tell you that I'm already product manager for the Solutions Hub more than a year, right? And when this position was just proposed to me, I have considered that probably it will not be just 1 or 2 year assignment, because the product direction itself is quite strategic one. And as I said, right, EPAM right now has shifted its focus to not be positioned on the market as only service company. That's why it's mid to long term assignment, and actually the involvement, my involvement here is considered as an overall monitoring for all their IP and solutions and accelerators which are already published, right? Taking care of the global role, as I said, supportive role, right? As an incubator role to help that IP candidates to grow. That's why, I will not say some loud words like to become an owner of all IP. Some solution owners just joking, oh, that you have to manage all of that solutions. I said, in a certain way, yes, at least I had to be aware about the details for each of the solutions I have approved to be published on the hub. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to be a product manager for all of that listed solutions. That will be not true, definitely. So as I said,
Right.
My main perspective and my main strategic target is just to grow our product management competency overall in the company and help to fulfill this target.
Awesome. Okay, and maybe just one question from me before we jump to the next questions. So just out of curiosity, can you mention to us what is the total number of all the solutions that are available on the marketplace, so that our audience knows the endless capabilities that our marketplace is offering?
Okay, I can tell you that external solutions which are available for the external clients, right, for any site visitors, non-EPAM stuff, right, we already have 84 products across the multiple verticals. So I can tell you that we have many products related to the cloud and DevOps horizontal. We also
Okay, a little break. So
regarding the verticals, I can say that we have some of life science, we have insurance, we have some good representatives from automotive industry. That's why 84 is the total number. I'm not saying regarding the amount of assets which are not visible for the external clients, but anyway, that's quantity is higher than 100, right? So that's the thing which EPAMers can reuse for their needs internally and try to offer it anyway, helping to promote to growth for that internal stuff to become external as well.
Awesome. Great. I think there is one last question remaining. So this is a tricky one. So what are your tips for products or solutions to have a stronger case and have a greater chance of getting published on the marketplace? So maybe it is a suggestion in terms of, the domains. So some domains are more attractive and have greater chance of being published, or maybe some technologies or, like positioning. So can you give like some tips for our audience that will give them greater chance to be published?
I understand your question. Okay, so actually the main points, that's the most first question in my checklist. They are the most critical. As soon as you know your problem statement, why it's a problem, does it has demand, right? That can really help you to have the great chance to be published on the hub, because you can put $1 million in the product which will never be required by anyone, and that will be just lose of money. That's why, first of all, you should start from your customer. You should know your customer. If you know your customer, if you know his pains, right, then there is a good direction to start with. After you know that pains and you know how to efficiently solve that problem, that means you are on a good way. And the next one is just up to you.
All right. So I will use now my position and ask one more question from my side, if you don't mind. So a question is about stakeholders. Okay. So how do you manage, the relationships with so many stakeholders? Because, you have EPAM, as an entire organization, you have sales who reviews, all the solutions, requests. And also you have external companies who are trying to publish on the EPAM marketplace. So can you maybe also tell us, the fellow product managers about how you succeed in that? Thanks a lot.
Okay, I can tell like that. On that every stage, I have to create a few processes involving the representatives from multiple departments, right? So when we are saying regarding that assessment evaluation, I can tell you that we have representatives from SolutionsHub, from product management team, from the pre-sales department, and from marketing department as well. That's give us objective view on that, right? So all the subjective points now can be summarized and can be by team on the team basis review to understand whether it's really point or whether it's something just important for one person. That's one point. And the second point, I can tell you that yes, as soon as we have multiple stakeholders starting from that point, from the solution owner side, right? Because there are some dependencies, and up to legal check when we are talking regarding the licensing, even the proofreading of that materials, which has to be conducted by the marketing department, all of that, just to work with that efficiently, we had to establish the working process. So we know the SLAs, we know the timelines, we know the responsible person. That's why we're simply checking how the certain task is going through the pipeline of the processing. And that's why we know, what's the blocker, who is responsible, and what's the EDA for solving that issue.
Got it. Thank you very much, Serhii.
I guess that's the main success factor.
Awesome. Thank you very much. We are running out of time, so that's why I wanted to say one more time how much we appreciate your talk. I'm sure that everybody got very valuable insights from your talk. And just a reminder for everybody that you can go to the Community Z webpage of our event and check out a link to SolutionsHub EPAM marketplace there. But also try to Google it and you will see the first link is exactly what you need. So Serhii, thanks again for your talk. It was absolutely awesome. And we will see everybody on our next talk. Thanks and have a great day. Bye.